What's up and good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video, bringing you guys back to our breakfast restaurant build project, or brunch restaurant build. It has been a long time since I have filmed over here, and well, we have been making a ton of progress. I mean, we're getting really close with this one. We'll take you guys inside and give you a little walk around real quick. Let me turn the music down a little bit here so we do not get demonetized. So you guys can see all of the orange Rubio walls have now been skimmed. We got rid of all the texture. We got a nice skim coat on them. We're gonna prime and paint these, as well as obviously all the orange window trim. Our new door over here, I think that was in one of the last videos. But basically, you're gonna be walking in, this is the main area. There's gonna be a nice breakfast bar right here. Our back wall detail is done. That is all MDF that has been CNC cut. There's multiple layers there stacked, plus obviously the mirrors you can see there. We got a nice pass-through window, so while you're hanging out here, you can watch them making your food in the kitchen. Underneath here, we have a nice display case. This is going to be where the POS, the little checkout system is. You're going to be able to come up in here, order coffees and all that if you don't want to have a full sit-down brunch. There will be an espresso machine back here behind the bar. We've got all of our beautiful black FRP that is fiber reinforced plastic or panels or whatever that stands for. But basically, you got to have a cleanable surface in any food areas. On the last restaurant we did black behind the bar, and it just looks so much better than the lighter white stuff. Now, speaking of FRP, we are back here in the kitchen, and guys, what a transformation this place has made. This was an absolutely disgusting kitchen, as most restaurant kitchens are, especially fast food kitchens. But you guys can see, I mean, this place has gotten extremely cleaned up over here. This whole little half wall here that has a lot of the ventilation for the plumbing, as well as the gas lines and electrical coming in for the fryers, the grill, and all stuff that's gonna go here, has been completely rebuilt because this thing was falling over, much like all of the walls in this place. We built a divider wall right here. There's going to be, I believe, maybe that fridge or a new fridge is going to go right here. Just a nice reach-in refrigerator. Over here, they'll have all the food prep areas. But you know, speaking of FRP, we've got all of the FRP up in the kitchen here. We like to go with the contrast. So this is actually considered gray, even though it looks white. Well, I guess it doesn't look white when you see it up against white trim, but this is actually gray FRP, and we like to use the white trim. It just kind of sets it off a little different, makes it look a little more custom. And that is actually what we're going to be working on today, is finishing out the FRP. Basically just have that little section there, that little section there, and then on this back wall we are actually having to move the electrical panel. Oh, the other thing is we added this little room in here. It's gonna be like a little mini office. Some of the audio video equipment's gonna be up on a rack up on this wall. You can see all the Cat 5 coming into here. There'll be a little desk right here, and then this is the grease pit where they're gonna be pumping grease out. Not ideal, but hey, we've got some limited space here. So coming over here, the walk-in needs to get cleaned up because this thing's a little bit gross, but that's not that big of a deal. Over here though, this is where kind of some big stuff's happening. So this panel is getting moved over to here. It's gonna be the new panel. You can see everything going up overhead. However, the main power feed coming in is coming through the slab. So we need to get this into the wall as soon as we can, then bring it over into this junction box, which will then take it up and over and into the panel. And obviously, this being an exterior wall, it is structural, so we didn't want to bore too many 2-inch holes or 2.5-inch holes for the conduit to run through it. That's why we're only coming over a couple stud bays, then going up over into the panel instead of coming all the way over here. There's going to be all dishwashing equipment, sinks, and all of that up against this wall. That's why we want to get this out of here and move it, and that's also why we want to get into the wall as low and quickly as possible. That way we don't have conduit coming all the way up here and you can't push your sinks or anything up tight up against the wall. We want everything to be nice and tight. It's a pretty big task because, well, we're going to be without power for a day or so once that goes for the final transfer. So it's kind of just been something that's been on hold. However, we need to get it done sooner rather than later because we need to finish out insulating this wall, new drywall, and then we can continue our FRP from here all the way over and just close this entire kitchen out. And then once we do that, it's actually gonna happen tomorrow. The flooring guys are gonna come in and they're gonna start grinding all these floors. I mean, these floors are super, super rough. You can see there's concrete patches on top of concrete patches. I mean, that's almost a ½ inch high right there. It's gonna take a lot of grinding to get this place nice and dialed. In the kitchen and behind the bar, we're gonna do the same thing we did over at the pizza restaurant, which is going to be an epoxy flooring. And then they are going to wrap up about 6 inches because you have to have a sanitary base, which, speaking of sanitary base, will take you into the bathrooms over here. So we don't have lights in here, it's a little bit dark, but you'll see, well, here's more concrete that has to get fixed. But we retiled the bathrooms, and this is a sanitary base. So see, it has this little kick out at the bottom right there. That's basically what makes it sanitary base, and you need that by code. The bathrooms here need 4 inch, so we opted to go, most people go 6. I like the 4 inch with the small subway tiles. I think it looked better. So we're gonna grab one of my favorite tools, and I actually just pulled it out to use it on this job site for the first time about a week or 2 ago. That is the Milwaukee track saw. Mama Rhino actually got this for me for Christmas one year, and this thing is freaking rad. And to put it in comparison, we have basically the best of the best to compare it to, and that is the Festool track saw. And I've got to say, honestly guys, I don't notice a difference. I know, you're gonna say it's crazy. I think this is like a $1,200 track saw versus the $700 cordless kit version, or maybe $800. But this thing is awesome, and it runs on like a 5.0 battery. Has plenty of power. Obviously, right now we're only cutting through 1/8 inch FRP, but I've used this on 3/4 inch plywood and all of that, and this thing cuts fantastic and really uses very little power. I don't know, I haven't actually looked in there.
Is that it? Is it just these? Oh, dude, it's metal in here. Oh, I guess it's...
It is FRP, huh?
Metal in the back, FRP here.
I guess we'll have to demo this out. Yeah, the outside's gonna have to get scrubbed. let's get to this corner, and then we'll go top bottom to that corner, and then we'll wrap to your other corner. Want to rip it to 52 3/8. 52 3/8. Over here. $15 3/8. $23 5/8. $39 3/4 down.
Okay.
And then coming over 6. All right, next one is 38 3/4 down, and then 15 3/8 over. Scrub it like a man. Did we test fit this yet?
Yeah, fantastic.
It works?
It really fits. Good.
Hey John, give it a shot, brother.
Put it on.
Give it a shot.
Hey, sit on that.
Check my pressure, dude.
Have a look in Zeno. Nice, dude. Yeah, we'll do another 52 1/4. The other one was 3/8, right? We'll do quarter. 7, 11, 3/8. Little check. That looks good.
Fit.
That looks pretty good, dude. It looks pretty good.
And yay, John, boy.
2.
Super gay, John.
Fucking talk about my family like that.
John, I felt so bad, and after I was like, was he kind of sexy about this? Or was I being kind of gnar? I was probably being pretty gnar. I was probably being pretty hard. I'm just trying to watch the show, dude.
All you do is cry about this stupid shoulder. Just get a new one. Get a new one.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
Bronzino.
You gonna try to get Bronzino's shoulder?
Talk about my family. Talk about my family like that.
Ready, Bronzino?
It's so fun.
Ready, Bronzino? Come on.
You gotta feed the little tags through first.
You want chins? Or you good like this?
We could probably get this tag out of there all the way. Little bit of tag stuck in there. There we go.
Kind of a Shiva.
I like it right there. How's our holes look?
Alright. Oh damn, I got some glue on my arm. Got some glue on my arm hole.
That corner sucks, dude.
Hardly know her.
Alright, J Bones, going to Home Depot.
Alright.
Don't screw this up while I'm gone, dude. Alright, guys. Well, we're making pretty good progress on knocking all that FRP out. We got way too many guys on it in that little kitchen, but that's good. At least it's gonna get done today for the flooring guys that are showing up tomorrow. Alright, made it to the Home Depot. Let's go get a couple more FRP trim pieces and some other stuff the guys need. Love the big American flag over there. We got any carts up there? We ain't gonna risk it. We'll just take this one. All right. We need inside corners, outside corners, and end caps.
How you doing, sir?
Good, how are you? Good. I'm the only one that feels like I'm still too young to get called sir. I'm probably not, but I feel like it. Let's go. 8 of those. What we got over here? We got some tape. Some shrink wrap. Some something. A little something. I need some shrink wrap. Should we just borrow some? We're gonna borrow some, don't tell nobody. I've ever just seen the cart blatantly left like that. That's a pretty wild move. I definitely thought he forgot about it and was gonna hit it with his truck, but no, he meant to leave it right there. Okay, at least these things are light and bendy. Not too bad to load in the Bronco. Yeah, I'll just stay there and yeah. Seriously though, what a dick. Like, you know, there's no cart return over here, I get it, but you know, pick the weird pie-shaped parking spot that nobody's using. You know, at least get them out the way. All right, y'all, we have made it back. Oh, just don't take off the roof.
Oh yeah!
Dmaxryno, I got as much as I could get, dude.
Hell yeah.
I think we're gonna be
start pulling them out.
short
Start pulling them right here.
on, I think inside corners we might be short on, but. All right, y'all. Well, yesterday we pretty much finished up the FRP, and it was kind of boring, so I kind of stopped filming for the day. Morning, Scotty.
How you doing?
Good, how are you? All right, y'all, so I didn't show this yesterday, but this is the blue room. All of the mirrors are tinted blue. This room is essentially done other than the upholsterer needs to build the cushion. We lowered that down from the old Rubio's bench, which was higher up because it just had a little wood top on it, but we're gonna do a 4-inch cushion there, so we dropped it to account for that, so it's still at a good dining height. And then over here, there's gonna be like a little mini couch set, kind of a living room sort of set. And then we'll have tables there with your seating there and then chairs over here. And we still gotta leave enough room that you can walk through here. So any minute now, the flooring guys are gonna show up. So we kinda gotta get a lot of crap cleared out of here so they can do their grinding. And we're gonna lose lights for most of the day because today is the official day that this panel is getting switched over to that panel. Like we'll pick a spot to give them first. I think we'll let them start in that blue room.
We're gonna be in here while they're grinding?
They have the big like HEPA vacuums and shit. So it shouldn't be dusty in here, but they do want us to plastic off the blue wall. All right. Yep, that thing's seen better days. You guys can see the nice new water heater shed that we built. Because the water heater is going from the inside now to the outside. There's also a mop sink in there. So you gotta have one of those by code. Get the rest of this room cleared out so the flooring guys can come in here and start grinding. We'll start in this area first. Is this Joe, the electrician?
This is.
All right.
Here goes nothing. 115.
115, hit it.
Oh, the fucking breaker won't even turn off.
Uh-oh.
There it goes.
Oh, yep, we're dead. We're dead.
Perfect.
Cool. Let it. Good, how you doing? It is if the sun comes out over here. Kitchen and behind the bar is all epoxy.
Okay.
But we got shit like this over here. So I don't know exactly what.
Chip it out.
Okay.
Chip it out, and it's just the good thing is going to be what kind of epoxy, like a color, a solid color?
Yeah, the last one we did black, so I'm assuming they're gonna do black here too. Just chip it out and patch it.
Coat it and then fucking put some epoxy.
Okay, cool.
Because most of our prep we use epoxy.
Gotcha.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So yeah, kitchen and then behind the bars, epoxy, everything else is just clear.
Clear. Okay.
Yeah. They're gonna be fast, Tuna. They're gonna move through this whole thing. So yeah, I wouldn't plan on painting this wall. Or Tuna, if you want, fucking hit all the window trims today.
I'm gonna hit the trim for sure.
Because then you don't need nothing on the ground. All right, y'all, so we are at RCP now. We're gonna go find some brick. We gotta patch in some of the brick veneer that got broken out when they put the new doorway in. So hopefully we can find something here that's close enough. Definitely not that. Definitely not that. Ooh. Oh, that's the one right there, I think. All right, y'all, so we are back with our brick. You can see right here when they installed this new door, they broke out some of the brick. So hopefully this is a pretty close match, but I think we're gonna be all right. We'll have to obviously paint it white, but pretty close enough for this patchwork. Then over here, check out this weird timing. So Dave's got his DX200 Miller welder, his TIG welder, and it's got a water cooler on it. Obviously, you know, we do a decent amount of TIG welding, keeps the torch and everything cool. Well, the water cooler went out about 3-4 days ago. So we got a new one, got everything hooked back up, everything's working, and, you know, it's an $1,100 water cooler. Well, then today, a couple days later, his welder goes out. We think the capacitor went out, called all the companies around here, and they're like, dude, it's just, at this point, it's toast. It's not worth the money to fix it. You're gonna have to get a new welder. So I brought my Multimatic 220, which again, this is a MIG and TIG machine, whereas this is a dedicated TIG machine. So Dave's gonna try this out, see if he likes it. It's not water cooled. Don't know if it needs to be for the amount that we're doing here, as opposed to this one definitely needs to be water cooled for what we're doing. So we're gonna see, he's gonna try this out. If he likes it, he's gonna buy one. If not, he'll go with a different route. American made muscle of man right here. And taking the railing down, all the railings down. All right, guys, so yesterday we worked on getting the welder set up. For some reason, something was being weird, but we got it all dialed in. All of the railing is done over there. It's about to go get loaded in Dave's van to go to galvanizing. Again, it is all this railing right here. You can see, look, it's already rusty just from the salt that's in the air. So that's why we want to go galvanize as opposed to powder coating. It's just a more durable finish for out here with the beach being right there in the salty air. We want something that's gonna last a long time. Scott's working on the server station in there. Nice piece of furniture he's gonna be building. It's gonna have an ice bucket and a water fill station in it. We'll show you guys that once it gets a little further. I went ahead and got the brick patched in. So we're gonna throw a coat of paint on it. I think we're gonna have to end up painting this entire thing. I went ahead and had some paint color match, but I just don't think it's gonna be perfect. So I'm gonna paint this now. But to paint the rest of this, we really got to pressure wash the whole thing, and I don't want to introduce a pressure washer out here until we're like completely done and all the stuff is up and out of the way. That way, you know, we're not trying to mix with wood chips, and we got stuff. We're just not ready to pressure wash. We'll pressure wash the entire exterior at some point towards the end of the project, and then touch up paint or paint. All right, here's to hoping we are super close on our color match. Now you can see the brick are a little different. These got more of the like vertical lines in it, but this is the best that we can come up with at RCP, so we're just gonna go with that. Once it's all white though, I feel like it's gonna blend in pretty good. This stuff's pretty watery. You can haul anything with the right amount of red flag, you know? Just watching you doctor yourself up. Alrighty, y'all, so this video's been filmed in like 200 little parts and pieces. I don't know how long it ended up being, but we are moving. I wish I would have got video footage of when these floors were polished. We've put some ram board down to re-protect them, and then we've moved everything out of the dining room. I'll take you guys up there in a second into the blue oval room. There's gonna be some custom speakers that John, who you just saw over there putting a band-aid / tape on his finger, they made these sweet custom speakers that are gonna be in here. This area is gonna get a living room set, and wait till you see the subwoofer. The subwoofer is super sick. And honestly, this will probably be the last video on this project until the final reveal, but I mean, you can kind of get a good gist of it now. Scott built a sweet little server drink station right here, all out of the tongue and groove to match this. Again, this has protection on it, so you can't really see, but we've got our 2x12 caps going there, there, there. Over here in the dining room, now that this is finally cleaned out, because they're going to come in and basically try to blend. I mean, they're not going to be able to blend, but they're going to basically grind down our patch right here, get this back to smooth. You'll see over in that room, there's obviously a ton of concrete patches that went into this building. So unless you do an epoxy over top of the concrete, you're always gonna see it, which is okay. In a commercial setting like this, it's okay. It matches the other restaurant that we did. So instead of like trying to hide these patches, we just polish everything as one, reseal it. On this back wall, you can see this plywood right here. It's kicked at an angle. These are gonna be mirrors similar to, or the exact same as the first breakfast restaurant we built. And then that's gonna be some like polished stainless little mirror feature. I'm not really sure how that's going to turn out, but that's there. Scott went ahead and put his pyramids all over the ceilings just to kind of add something different than a stupid drop ceiling. We still got to adjust some things here, like panels like that need to get brought back down. These ones with the little epoxy gems in it, those are going to be light fixtures or light features. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some of these are different colors. Some are real similar colors. But essentially this area is done. This area is almost done. The flooring guys are now working in the kitchen and the bar area. They're going to be doing a black epoxy coating on the floor, and then it has to wrap up again, like I think we mentioned earlier. If not, it has to wrap up 6 inches right here. So you have your sanitary base coat. So the epoxy is going to wrap up. So what they've been working on is putting in this little piece of plastic trim there, and then they do this little skim coat up to where we're going to go. Then that gives the epoxy something to grab onto, and then we'll have a nice sealed kitchen. I mean, this kitchen has come a long way. Inside of the walk-in fridge, it's all brand new FRP being this textured plasticky stuff on the wall. We've got, I don't know if I can open it with this cord in the way, but we've got the little mini manager's closet in there. can't really see much. And then the walk-in fridge got all brand new FRP. So this thing is essentially, but I mean, just look at this, guys. This was one of the most disgusting kitchens I've been in. And it's essentially all brand new. So in the next couple of days, black epoxy is gonna go in, and then all the kitchen equipment can start getting moved in. And I mean, we are very, very close to this thing being open. But with that, we're gonna wrap up as always. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button now that we do not miss out on any future content. Don't forget to give this video a like, aka a thumbs up. Stumbled that one a little bit. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, you gotta be willing to work for it. You guys are the best. I'm out.
Damn.